so much for joining Stevie, Dan, and myself this afternoon. If you're new, you're going to be hearing about something really, really special. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are from. My name is Julie Watts. I live on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. A lot of you are a long way from me. There's three sections to this webinar this afternoon. The first one, we're going to hear about the breakthrough and the opportunity with Stevie, breakthrough and then opportunity. And then we're going to have a wonderful, powerful testimonial from Dan himself. So if you have any questions, please pop the questions in the chat box, and we will try and answer them for you at the end. And if you like, Stevie can actually unmute you and you can ask the question. But please don't ask any medical questions because we can't answer those questions in this scenario. So firstly, I'd really like to introduce Stevie Aquilina to you. Stevie is a platinum executive with ASEA. He homeschools 4 boys with his beautiful wife, Sarah, on the Gold Coast. They're very passionate and really well-loved leaders in ASEA. They're very committed to ASEA's mission to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. And you'll understand that after you listen to Stevie's presentation on ASEA. So without further ado, Stevie, I'd like to hand it over to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Julie Watts. Million powered Watts. It's so awesome to work with you. You're a tremendous leader and tremendous lady, and it's been good to partner with you and befriend you over these years. And yeah, really honored to know you and get to work with you. And I just really admire how you are just not just a leader for your team, but a leader for the world. And, you know, one of the most inspiring faces of ASEA. So thank you.
Well, you aren't any different. So let's hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome everyone. I really appreciate your time. It's far more valuable than money, because if you pay money to be here and you haven't, I would just refund your money, but your time, I can't refund it. So I don't intend to waste it. I intend to give you a gift, and it really is a gift for humanity. What you do with it is up to you. But I think once you see what this is, feel what this is, hear what this is, you'll be able to, you'll probably feel compelled not only to use it for yourself because it's so significant, but you'll probably want to get it to everyone in your life who is significant to you too. As I did 6 years ago when it was first handed to me. It's been high priority since then for me to bring it to everybody's attention. And so thank you for allowing me to bring it to yours. As Julie said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I are from Australia. We're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast. And that was a dream come true when we can make that happen. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests. I've got some pictures of that actually, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful with a good life, income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken us to many parts of the world that once way too far out of our reach, to be honest. But the good vibes and good times, not always been the case. I was a troubled, difficult, awkward child to parent in school, a little bit of a weirdo. I never made the grades. I was often told on a daily basis I was stupid and useless. And I figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you start to believe it. So later I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, that stinking thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. All right, I was kidding about the good looking part, but not about the dumb part. I had big dreams. I was a daydream believer. I wanted to be, do, and have more. But really what it was for me, I wanted to give more, actually. I wanted to be doing something significant, but I had little self-esteem, so I didn't feel very significant. So I'd done little with my life and had little to give of significance. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, but even to right now. But back then I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. And I mean embarrassingly broke. I'm embarrassed when I tell you that I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just petrol fumes, going into the petrol station and trying to just pay them $5. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted more than once. All this has happened to me, and that's why I say embarrassingly broke. I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. So I was trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, unable to be who I wanted to be. But here's some very fortunate things that have happened in my life. First, I met the girl of my dreams, and right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me, told me that I was more. She's given me 4 beautiful children, and that's also made me want to just continue to grow and become more. And I guess when you're told and think something often enough, right? Now, second, I was also introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing opportunity, life-changing ethos, culture, training. The company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too, but more so taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I have the honor of helping others to solve them too because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, unable to be who I want to be, I now have more with the ability to believe and become more and give more, because this company's training, ethos, culture has shown me a life-changing better way. And now I want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing more than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. And so first, I'm going to share with you the life-changing breakthrough. And that is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this. They say it's a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared it was impossible. However, this breakthrough has enormous potential that's been proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, not made-up studies, medical science. A very advanced breakthrough. We're talking like 15 years ahead of its time in any health goals, challenges, problems you can think of. Remarkable results. But drug companies wanted to shut it all down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about. Because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science, never before done, never before seen. It's truly groundbreaking. It's category creating. It is a healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. And aside from being a mouthful, what are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. That means they're made within your body. That means they are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers, your cellular signalers. They're like your cell phones for the cells that affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore your cell-to-cell operation in every single system, function of the body, all the way down to your genetic expressions. It affects everything in a positive way. So here's just some examples. By the way, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And they do that by telling what cells how to protect healthy cells, what cells how to repair unhealthy cells, and what cells how to replace damaged cells when they're too damaged to be repaired. That's how your body regenerates its own tissue. That's why I said heal itself. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Think about that. The world needs something like that right now. Redox signaling molecules is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. And why is this all so important? Because we are all made of cells. Every single part of us, inside out, head to toe. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our bodies, major systems, biochemical and physiological processes critically depend on redox signaling. Critically. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, then why the heck do we need to give our bodies more? Well, it's true. When we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made and natural, from all of this, our cells break down, and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Not as many cells working properly means they're not making as many redox signaling molecules as they should. And without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science because redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a signaling molecule, there have been 16 discovered ever since. But they discovered the first one. And since now there's been, as I said, multiple signaling molecules discovered and multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in that field. If we went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide will already be out of date, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And according to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post, who specifically put ASEA into this article, that's our company, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And you know, there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. And there are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. There are medical doctors who are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, outside of all this, is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested outside of the company and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual. And I mean, they play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested outside of the company. All these studies are done outside of ASEA and tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. So 800% improvement in antioxidant production and efficiency. Further studies on top of this show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies on top of all this, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Except your body can't make as much of them now as it used to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But on that note, you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors right now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28, Redox Gel, and our intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by the complementary all-natural ingredients products. They are our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But you know what, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our Redox technologies are worth here at ASEA with these amazing health, anti-aging and age reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots and marks. Inflammations, irritations, aggravations. Other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. How many more dates do you reckon this dude's getting now? Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now this here is Rosie. The dramatic difference that you are seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures. Rosie actually believed on top of all this that the products were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and also who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products did not work, the doctor showed Rosie these pictures, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here by us right now, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, naturally. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures, and you may miss them too, so please take pictures. That's how you see how Renew 28 and ASEA goes. Now, some people notice results over a good amount of time, 7 weeks, others in 7 days, and others can have an experience in around about 7 minutes, give or take, no kidding. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. But what we know scientifically is that redox molecules are redox molecules. They're all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in the bottles of ASEA products. Studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, take a close look at this picture here. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Once you see it, you can't unsee it ever again, even without the line or the messaging there. Now, Renew 28 is not just for the face. As you can see here, a lady's arm, hand, belly. Here's some more bellies on this next slide. And buttocks, thighs, and all over. These pictures are actually from a study from a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? And what they found was, after just 12 weeks, there was in fact a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after such things as shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort you can experience, and apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And so I've shared with you now a little bit about what the breakthrough is, and I've shown you some of the science and presented you with some of the results. But speaking of results, to really emphasize everything you've seen right now, to put an exclamation mark behind this being a breakthrough, I want to hand you over to a very special gentleman who's going to share a very special story that's not just life-changing, but life-saving. Do you want to bring our guest on, Julie?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Stevie. It's always a wonderful explanation of ASEA. I really enjoy your presentation. I would really like, guys, to introduce to you Dan Doyle. So Dan is an amazing man in the ASEA company. He started at the start, just like everybody else does, and is now one of the very top earners in the world in our company. He has had some serious health challenges, which he is going to tell you all about shortly. Life threw him a really nasty curveball at one point, and he'll tell you how ASEA really turned that around for him. Today, he's healthy. He lives in Hawaii, lucky him, with his beautiful wife, Susanna, and they are very happy. And so please, say he's a triple ambassador diamond with a CA. He's way up the top, and one of the top earners in the company, and for very, very, very good reason. So let's hear from Dan. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Julie. And Julie, I've just noticed there's some people on this call that know of you from Thailand and from Singapore, but I don't think they've heard your story. Do you mind going through your story before I go through mine?
Okay. The health story?
Yeah, and you know, a combination of, because we know we're going to move into the opportunity behind us, behind the breakthrough too. So that'd be great if you combine, because I know there's some guests on here from Singapore and from Thailand, so that would be awesome.
Cool. Okay. Do you want me to share my screen then? Do you want me to?
As ugly as it is, and then as beautiful as it is, absolutely. As I said, it's amazing from where you've come from, and you just look like a porcelain doll now, so it's amazing. So
yeah, my skin is definitely totally different.
Yeah. All right, I'll come back in soon. Thanks.
All right. Can you see that? Yep. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Can do.
Can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Lovely. All right, guys. So this is a picture of me, similar to how you're going to see Dan shortly. This was a long time ago for me. I had the dreaded disease and had a lot of treatment for that disease, and thankfully am still here today. But what that treatment did to my system has forever caused me issues, because it absolutely ruined my immune system. Prior to this, I had a lot of abnormal cells cut out of my skin as well, in every single part of my body. I'm covered in scars. And once my immune system was so compromised after this disease, they just got a lot worse, and they just kept coming. So you can see previous scars and more operations and more bits out of my cheek and nose, and that certainly wasn't the first time. And while my nose was actually healing up, they took more out of my forehead, and you can see that, you know, that scar here is this scar here, so it was even pulled up even further, and you can see the stretching of the skin. There was just no skin left on my forehead at all, and the doctor broke the sutures 3 times trying to stitch that up. So in the end, he kind of said, we can't do that anymore. So we started to move on to treatments like this, which I had even previous to that many times, trying to not have surgery, but sometimes surgery just had to happen. So this treatment happened several times, and I pretty much look like that every time, except in different areas, because it only reacts where there are abnormal cells. So the cream was just put all over my face, and where it reacted, I had abnormal cells. This looks different, but it's a similar treatment. It's a different drug. It was put on my chest at the time and all over my face. And as you can see, there were still a lot of abnormal cells on my skin. And, you know, I've had a long health journey, you know, for many years, since I was 16. It started when I was 16. So, and I'm not sorry for that now, because I am so grateful for ASEA. It's kind of, you know, this had me introduced to ASEA. I put this picture on Facebook, and someone called and told me about the Renew 28 gel, and my life has not been the same since. I used the gel for a couple of months and was totally blown away by what it could do. So I started taking the supplement, and after a few months, lots of things started to change for me. And after 9 months, I had some really serious changes. So, you know, things don't happen overnight sometimes for some people, and my more serious things kind of took 9 months for my body to start to work itself out. And it's not that ASEA treated or cured anything, because that's not what it does. But what it did was actually just help me at a cellular and genetic level for my cells to be talking to each other and working properly. And they worked through a lot of issues that that I had. These are just more photos of me, and sometimes you can't even recognize me, but these were other treatments for abnormal cells. But anyway, I've had lots of them. So I obviously have been through a lot in that regard, and I really haven't had any issues since I started with ASEA, which I'm very grateful for. And then also I was really grateful for ASEA for another reason, because while, you know, after I'd been taking it for a little while, my husband and I had a major downturn in the industry we worked in. We lost a lot of money on property. We were getting ready to retire. He's older than I am. I'm never ready to retire. I'm going to do ASEA until the day I die, but he was ready to retire. He was very ready to retire and live on a golf course, and that was always our plan, which went right out the window with things that happened to us through absolutely no fault of our own. And trust me, that can always happen. And I think over the last 12 months, everybody now realizes that. But I just started to share ASEA. People started asking me what I was doing because I was well for a change. My skin was looking great. And I kind of just started to share ASEA and tell my story. And literally, it didn't take that long. It was only a couple of years before, and I did that all working full time as a very busy #1 real estate agent in Australia, so for my company. So I did that while I was working full time. And eventually I was able to give up, and now I do this full time. And I'm very happy to say that we live on a golf course on the Sunshine Coast. My husband is happily retired. I've bought him a new car this year, and I've bought him a new golf cart this year. So he is extremely happy. And that is what can happen to your life if you start sharing ASEA. And the product is truly, truly amazing. So I'll hand you back to Dan so you can hear his amazing story.
Thank you, Julie. On the days we present with you, I make sure that I have dinner after the presentation. But thank you for your story. Thanks for sharing incredible journey you've had, as I have and Stevie's having. You know, this can do a lot of things for a lot of people. And we've got a situation where it can help people physically, as you heard with Julie's story, and can help people also financially. And that's what you're going to hear from me as well. So I know there's a lot of new people on this call. Thanks for jumping on. As Stevie said, this is a gift, and somebody has handed you an incredible gift. And we're here to inform you, and that information will hopefully help you make a decision whether you want to open that gift or not. So we don't sell ASEA. We don't sell what we have. We literally tell our stories and share our stories. And as Julie and Stevie said, the company disclaimer is that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But what we can say with long-term use of these products, and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. Excuse my casualness today. It's been a big day of actually helping people, and I'm actually starting to lose my voice. But thank you for jumping on, and as I said, for supporting this call, and thank you, Julie and Stevie, for supporting it as well. So let's get into my story. It started in Sydney, in Australia. As Julie said, we're here in Honolulu, in Hawaii now. But back then, growing up in Sydney, I was the kid that hated school and homework, and did everything I could to distract myself from that. And I played many sports, including this one, bodybuilding. And this is the start of me being a young entrepreneur in the health and fitness industry. I was a personal trainer and had many different businesses in the health and fitness industry. Over a 20-year period, I got into the habit of building and selling, flipping traditional businesses. And just like you'd buy a property and do it up and flip it, turn it over, I would do this in traditional businesses. And involved in the health and fitness industry, as I said, in hospitality industry, construction industry, and many, many businesses over many years, employing 3,500 people over that period of time. Fast forward 20 years, from 24 to 44, and I am 54 this year, thank goodness. This is a picture of me, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still keeping fit and healthy, going to the gym at 6:30 every morning, doing more cardiovascular work, not doing the heavy weights that I used to do 20 years prior, wanting to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be, thinking I was fit and healthy in this photo, but I can tell you that was not the case, because I found something wrong with my body 6 months later. And in 2011, this is a photo of me on the right-hand side, spending 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Australia, where the doctors told me that I had not one but two major health challenges. And what they put me through in that hospital to make me lose all my hair from the top of my head to my toes, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Standing next to me is a friend of mine, Johnny Manor. He played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, 21 years old in this photo, had been through all those hospital visits that I was going through here. And Johnny was back into playing rugby. He was in remission. He was doing really well. But unfortunately, after this photo, his issue came back. And he had what doctors would consider as the good one, and I had two of the bad ones. But his issue came back, went back into hospital, started losing a lot of weight. He lost all his hair again from what they were doing to him. Unfortunately for Johnny, he never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years young, and that was a very sad time. At the end of what I went through, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And at that point, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, something I don't recommend that you guys wait to do. Don't leave the responsibility of your health in your doctor's hands. Make sure you're looking after yourself. And I did a lot of research to find out what could help me with the problems that I had. I went on an alkaline diet, spending a lot of money on nutritional supplements and super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from a lot of different companies from around the world. Because I came from traditional business, I was the sort of guy who couldn't get my mind around buying from the network marketing industry. And to buy products from any company under that business model, it just didn't sit well with me. But I knew there was a lot of good products out there. And as I said, it was strange coming from traditional business that I had that mindset, but I was just one of those guys, one of those people. So I spent a lot of money on Zango products. If you've heard of Zango, the mangosteen juice, I was drinking a bottle a day. Also Isogenics Product B, Life Vantage, Protandem, Cellgevity from Max Products, and Kangen Water. So all of these products taking religiously for 2 years and on a really good clean diet. This is a picture of me looking after myself for 2 years. So as you can see in this photo, I was still not well. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. Doctors still telling me I'm in a lot of trouble with my health at this stage. This is 2014. A friend of mine reached out and said, I think I found something that can help you. Long story short, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, and started on these redox molecules, drinking these redox signaling molecules. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things from it so fast that I had little red spots all over my upper torso. 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away, any more than 2 coffees, buckled over with discomfort and bloating all day. And the second to third day, because I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. So incredible results, just over a 3-day period. I went back to Australia and I kept drinking this product. And long story short again, 1 year later, 2015, this is a photo of the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. I had a list as long as your arm, would you believe? So I'm not going to name everything, but 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom just in 2015, 1 year on the product. So that was my journey back to health. Fast forward another 2 years, and you can see 3 years on the product, looking a lot younger again, obviously feeling a lot younger, feeling much, much better. So you can see what happened as time went on. 2014, no health. What you're seeing on the outside was a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time. 1 year on the product, looking a lot better, but still what you see on the outside, it was a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time. 3 years on the product, my complexion, a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time. So that was my journey back to health, back to looking younger and feeling younger. Along the way, things evolved. And what happened was, it became a responsibility to share this with other people. So I started doing that. I started helping people because of the results that I personally had. It became a responsibility to help others. And it was this action, this business model behind us here that gave us the capability to share it with people, to receive thank you checks, investing those thank you checks back into my own health, buying more product, which enabled me to saturate my body and signal my body to where the problem was. So as things evolved, it became this responsibility and purpose-filled mission to start helping people with what we've got. So incredible that we have got this platform, this business called ASEA, that can potentially take people back to their health from no matter what they're going through or experiencing physically in life, but also taking people to wherever they want to go financially as well. And I love the camaraderie, I love making friends, and I love seeing people grow as an individual as well. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Stevie Aquilina. He's going to go through and let you know the enormity of the opportunity that we have behind this breakthrough.
Hey, thank you so very much, Dan and Julie. As I said at the start, ladies and gentlemen, this company has incredibly successful leaders in it. You've just heard from 2 of them. And so a very heartfelt thank you to both of you, and a little extra special one to you, Dan, because like I said at the beginning, folks, leaders that helped me to believe and belong and become more. Well, both Julie and Dan have done that, but Dan was the first. He took me in under his wing, introduced me to ASEA, and I really appreciate my best mate. So just a big shout out to him. And yeah, you're right, Dan. I love this company. I love the opportunity. I love being my own boss. I love the opportunity to create our own freedom and financial security. I love the camaraderie and the friendship and the lifestyle and the good times and the self-development, and the list goes on. So let me show you, folks, it's a very compelling opportunity, the most compelling in the world. There's a lot of boxes that I could tick for you to prove that, to give you the facts on that, but we just don't have time, but I'm going to show you a few. First and foremost, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. Let that settle in for just a second. So that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this, and that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. Now, as for our products, ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement in the world for 2 very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one else other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, has been able to, who is a medical atomic physicist, by the way, no one but he has been able to figure out how to stabilize and create, or the other way around, create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But look, not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied because of the patents, ASEA cannot be copied, because there's no way for you to look into a bottle and figure out how to reverse engineer ASEA, because the secrets aren't in the bottle, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. So it can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them, because none of them are redox signaling molecules. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the body as what redox can, because redox works in everybody. Because everybody scientifically needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And because redox can't hurt anybody, and no other products can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, or CBD oil, or whatever it might be. Not only are they not redox signaling molecules, but none of those things can work in the body without, redox signaling molecules. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors like nothing else in the world. Whether it be healthcare and wellness, whether it be sports science, athletic performance, whether it be beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a Redox supplement from. And Redox is a breakthrough that's created a breakthrough opportunity. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own. We recognize that. And so we look for people, we recognize people who can help us to spread the word. And ASEA pays you money just for sharing Redox with others. So if you're looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy leaving income, if you have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, look, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions, to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. And so what do we mean by residual? Well, you receive a residual income from not just the first, but from every single repeated ongoing purchase made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And when they buy the first time, month after month, year after year, you get paid every single time. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also received unlimited leveraged residual income. What do we mean by leveraged? Well, that comes from all of the repeated ongoing purchases month after month, year after year, by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go. And it's natural. Just like when we recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever it might be, people tell people who then tell even more people. And it goes on and on and on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and most trusted form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. If you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. Or if you came from where I came from, you would be willing to crawl through broken glass and then run through a brick wall to get it. Because here's what I figured out. I had residual bills. I did not have residual income. And then this scared me even more when I realized what happens to most people by the time they're 65. Do you know what happens to them? Well, out of every 100 people, by the time they're 65, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive. At 65, now, they're not working because they want to, but because they have to. There's a difference. They're a slave to the dollar. And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. That did not sound like a very safe, secure, or pleasing retirement plan to me. So I had to figure out what was going wrong, what I was doing wrong, what was one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seemed to have figured out that me and the other 81% of people did not. And I found this. You must find a way to make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job. In my case, it stood for JOB, just over broke. But it's called active income in all seriousness. And the truth is, I found out that sooner or later, we're not going to be able to be as active as we are right now. And I pray it's not sooner than later for all of you. And therefore, we won't be able to have as much active income as we have right now. And this was very concerning for me because at the time I was thinking, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. And unfortunately, a lot of people have been really punched in the face and kicked in the guts with that fact very prematurely in the last 12 months, having their work snatched away from them and locked down in a very short order of time. I hope that's not you. My heart goes out to everyone. Now, this is a big problem, but it's always been a big problem. It's a problem that 81% of people have gotten trapped in for decades. Now, money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad because they're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. Why? Because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. It's just the truth. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, their security, and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and desires of a better life, the SEER is a significant opportunity to make a significant difference in people's lives, to be paid a significant residual leveraged income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion, to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with a SEER, and that's what it really is all about at the end of the day. Look, who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, we all need to make money, and you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. But you know what? Really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a SEER. And it's been demonstrated time and time again. Here's just one example. The truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving a SEER, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money to a SEER for the sole and exclusive rights to their Redox technologies. However, those drug companies wanted a SEER to shut down, and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of a SEER, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors even feeling hopeless, to then later on experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The SEER founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And look, one of a SEER's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles over and above and before ego and economics. The SEER founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies even, but the corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, they can point you to where you can find answers very easily, because there's plenty of university studies. But most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see. A SEER is the real deal. So if you want to live, if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become an SEER customer. However, if you have dreams and desires greater than that, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this Redox reality, and you can and you will become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways. And so thank you very much for spending this time with me. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Julie. Appreciate you all, and may you always be happy and well.
You're very welcome. Any quick questions, guys, from anybody? We've got to wrap up at 4 o'clock and we've got 4 minutes. So Dan's probably got another meeting that he has to move on to, and I have a phone call I need to make, and I'm sure Stevie's got something to do as well. But we've got a couple of minutes if anybody wants to pop on and ask a question or wants to put a question in the chat box, but probably I think after Stevie's amazing explanations and hearing Dan's story, you probably don't have any questions. I think we kind of answered them all in this webinar, which is good. And you can always reach out to the person who invited you to come on today to get some more questions answered, of course. So it doesn't look like that there is any there, Dan. So will we wrap up for today? Yeah, cool. Okay. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Dan and Stevie are on several times a week, and I'm sure your leaders will be able to tell you when. They're posted on all sorts of places, WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups and Messenger groups and everything. So I know they're back on tomorrow. So just keep your eye out for that and invite more people to come along and learn about this amazing company and this amazing product. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Stevie. And we'll catch you next week.